as our mashayikh tell us, this is a period of the Jalali manifestation. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is manifesting himself in the majestic way to the world. We've had all of this period of ease. Now we go through a period of difficulty and constriction. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is al-Qabid. He's the constrictor. Wal-Basit. He's the expander. And so we had a period of expansion. It is in the nature of the world that we have to also have a period of constriction. And if you reflect on the state of your own heart, physically speaking, your physical heart, if your heart is not constricting with enough power to pump the blood to get to all of those little arterioles, we're not just talking about the arteries in your body. It has to go down to the arterioles, those little tiny arteries at the end of your toes. Then you end up with your toes dying off. So if you look at someone with diabetes, for instance, and they have vasculopathy, so their vessels start to basically wither away, and they have heart conditions, they have cardiovascular disease, where the heart is not constricting with enough power to pump the blood to get it all through to the end of your limbs. What ends up happening? You end up with cramping in your legs. You end up with difficulties breathing. You end up with having exercise intolerance, which means not just simply going to the gym, but just walking down the road, that becomes difficult for you. So you actually need your heart to constrict with enough power to pump the blood out. And then you also need it to expand, but to still have some tension. So it's not all expansive to the degree where it starts to dilate your heart. Because if you start to have a dilated heart, then your heart won't be able to constrict again to the degree that it needs to. So even the expansion itself is limited. And that's just at the heart. Al-Qabid wal-Basit, Qabd and Bast. It's constricting and it's expanding, constricting and expanding. So our lives are basically a manifestation of that. And in the heart is an example of it. And it's interesting that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us, إِنَّا لَا تَعْمَى الْأَبْصَارِ. It is not the eyes that go blind. وَلَكِنْ تَعْمَى الْقُلُوبُ الَّتِي فِي الصُّدُورِ. That is the hearts that actually go blind. And here the scholars tell us of tafsir that it's referring obviously to the spiritual heart, but the spiritual heart is intimately connected to our physical heart as well. So if